wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
And welcome into a Tuesday on the Sports Kings podcast. Sorry, I don't think I had my mic turned on or something. All right, but we're getting it together around here. I'm Big Mike. The other guy with me tonight will be, as usual, Rob Calloway. We are being presented via Spreaker.com. And you guys can find us on the web, the worldwide world of web, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sports Kings Live, as well as on the email, sportskingslive@gmail.com. You can also contribute to the efforts at GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe.com/Sports Kings Live if you'd like to donate give a monetary donation to the efforts that we're putting forth each and every weekday night, Monday through Friday. That's the same thing. It's redundant, I know, but whatever. All right. So, Rob, how goes it, brother?
Yes, sir. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. For everybody not in Atlanta, listen to the podcast. Of course, I woke up this morning, man, super early.
Hold on, I got to stop you. You sound like you're in the distance. Whatever you got to do, fix it.
Can you hear me?
You sound distant.
Do I?
Yes, you do. You sound distant. So whatever you usually do that.
How about now? You don't know? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know.
Yeah. Got up this morning for my 6 mile run. Well, it was supposed to be a 6 mile run, and boy, it started raining like cats and dogs this morning, man. But turned out to be a hard day in the 8. So I'm good, man. Ready for this Floyd Mayweather workout that's going to happen while we're recording this first hour. Can't wait to see the workout. Floyd always puts on an amazing workout, man. The last time I was in Vegas back in September, man, I went to the gym and actually got to see him work out in person. Like, dude, it's phenomenal. Like, this boy went out and ran like 6-7 miles, which is not phenomenal because I do that on the regular. But to see him come back in the gym after a 6-7 mile run and then put in another 2-3 hours in the gym, yeah. He's a man. I give him that much.
Speaking of Floyd,
workout warrior.
Speaking of Floyd Money Mayweather, I got some thoughts on this whole fight thing going on. Some things happened today that kind of, I don't want to say sparked my interest, but like for the last couple of weeks, I hadn't really had any thoughts on it. It was like, okay, it's going to happen. Everybody's waiting on it, but I'll share those thoughts with you guys as the show goes on, as well as got some updates on some NBA things. Some big time games are happening tonight within the NBA. After tonight's over with, by tomorrow when we do this podcast, we'll have a complete NBA playoff picture that we can talk about. So we'll get into some of those things. Some updates in the NFL. We got another retirement that went on. An interesting book that was written by a former NFL player. Now, usually you hear those two things put together. NFL player writes a book, and you say, "Oh, well, God, what the hell's happening?" But I figured, no, hell no. I have no comment on that. And I wouldn't be terming it as interesting if it was him. But no, yeah. So I'm going to talk about that as the draft. Told you guys as the NFL draft draws nearer and nearer. I've been doing more reading and more watching of the draft pundits and trying to get my weight up. So we'll have some a little bit of NFL draft talk tonight as well, or during the podcast as well. I don't know when you're listening to it. It could be in the morning or your lunch break or whenever. And my favorite group, the NCAA holes, the gift that keeps on giving. And my other favorite group, the world of Major League Baseball, and why their fans are dying. Yes. A couple more things happened today that just let me know why the fans of Major League Baseball are dying. So if you're a fan of Major League Baseball, I'll forewarn you so you can pause it or fast forward past that part if you don't want your ears burning. But yeah, it's getting to a ridiculous point.
Baby, burn!
I already told you guys last week that the age of the viewers of Major League Baseball has gone from 50 to 55 in the last 6 years, which tells me it's 5 years. So it's the same damn listeners. They just getting older. Or not listeners, the same viewers, but they're just getting older. But other things are also happening that's further destroying your precious, precious baseball, in my opinion. But tonight, Rob, what you got over there on your slate of I don't know, sports things?
Well, I mean, it's a few things that I wanted to talk to you about. Of course, I saw the story about the unwritten rule winning again. I thought about you, Yasiel Puig, because I know that's your guy. I know you did your swag, but they just won't leave this dude alone, man. Also, of course, we've been talking about Johnny Manziel right here on the show. From what they're saying, according to USA Today, that the Browns are 90% done with Johnny Manziel. So,
well, thanks for joining the show, Rob. I've said that probably once a show for the last 3 shows. Thanks for joining the broadcast.
Well, I'm saying, man, but as we inch closer to the draft, as we inch closer to the draft, it's really like, okay, this is where I am right now. I'm kind of wondering, like, are some of these teams bluffing? You know, because I know,
of course they are. It's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, because Jacksonville, you know, everybody always talks about last year how Jacksonville did a good job of kind of not letting everybody know who the guy was that they wanted. They ended up drafting Blake Bortles. But I'm just wondering, like, because you hear all this talk now, you know, this team thinking about trading up, or this team thinking of, you know, I just heard a little while ago that Tampa Bay could be interested in trading down for a couple picks and still try to some way get Jameis Winston, and you know, you're hearing about Marcus Mariota. I mean,
yeah. That's malarkey. There's no way they do that. They could even trade the 3 and get Jameis Winston. If Jameis Winston's there and Tennessee's on the clock, he's gone immediately. Yeah. It's not even a close call. He's gone.
And then you hear about Chicago. Chicago set to sit down with Marcus Mariota, and Jay Cutler could possibly be on the block. Or vice versa, or the same thing could go in San Diego with Phillip Rivers. So the closer we get to the draft, I mean, you know, it's just, this is really shaping up, you know, to be one of the more interesting drafts, if you will. You know, because last week you talked about the domino effect and Marcus Mariota being that domino. But the whole draft could change with one pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, say if Jameis goes first, or just say Marcus Mariota goes first, right? Then it's like, all right, Tampa Bay. I mean, you just said Tennessee would be. You feel if you was on the board at 2, Tennessee would snatch him up.
Yeah, it's over.
But you know, but what if they don't? Like, what if they take it like a defensive? I mean, like,
there's no way that happens. If you got a choice between Jameis Winston and Zach Mettenberg, it's over for Zach Mettenberg immediately. Yeah, like you can make the case for Marcus Mariota. There's too much to teach him right now. You know, you got a guy in Mettenberg who, because of his injury, well, a lot because of his injury, he went as late as he did. I don't know, was he a 6th rounder or was he undrafted? I think he was a 6th rounder. So
6th round, yeah, he got drafted. Yeah.
So because of his injury late in the season, that caused him to drop much the way Aaron Murray did. But you got a guy that's coming out of a pro style offense, and from everything that's being talked about, even till last year, Ken Wisenhunt likes the kid. You know what I mean? So if you're going to trade him in for a dude that you got to actually break all the way down and build all the way back up as far as his quarterback prowess goes, nah. But if Jameis Winston's on the board, yeah, see you, Zach. Have fun being a backup.
Now let me ask you this, because I'm just curious to your opinion on this or your thoughts. All right, so like yesterday, Ron Jaworski was talking about Marcus Mariota being his guy, right? Being, you know, if he had to pick, he picked Marcus Mariota. All right, you look at Marcus's numbers, right? Very low interception rate. Okay, you look at Jameis Winston. I think, what did he have? 25 touchdowns and 18 interceptions last year. How much stock do you put on those kind of numbers? I mean, you know, you hear people talking about Jameis, the 18 interceptions. You know, could be like a red flag when you talk about his decision-making skills. But I know that we have a quarterback right here, Matt Ryan, that led the ACC in interceptions, so we still drafted him really high. and he turned out really well. So, do we put too much stock on these kind of numbers? Looking at Mark, I think Marcus Mariota's thrown 4 interceptions in 2 years. So, is that a product of that system though? Like that's a product of that Oregon system, right?
First, let me address the Jaworski thing first because it's on my notes. So, since we're there now, like that whole thing is officially clown college. Like if anyone's watching TV or listening to the radio this week, as far as sports talk goes, have you realized that everyone's on vacation? There's a reason, because nothing's happening. So what ESPN decides to do is like, yeah, let's let Jaws get on TV and say something stupid, so it could draw some type of fake, phony interest. No one in the world can believe anyone who watches as much tape on quarterbacks, and then he contradicts himself at every turn. You know, well, Jameis Winston doesn't take care of the football. Now that's something that you can learn it's something that you can learn in the National Football League. So I'm not too worried about that. Then why mention it? What are you talking about? You just talked out of both sides of your mouth in a matter of 10 seconds. If you're telling me that that he's going to be able to learn ball security at the next level, why is it a worry then? Why is it a worry? I heard Jaws talk about Matt Ryan. I heard him tell you every reason that Matt Ryan, while you mentioning that, threw so many interceptions. Because Matt Ryan, he's on a different level than the college DBs. You see how he's looking the coverage off, but the DB's not responding. The safety's not responding to him looking him off because he's not as advanced as a pro safety would be. Like a pro safety will be following Matt Ryan's eyes immediately. All right, that's plausible. I'll take that. But for whatever reason, this kid Jameis Winston doesn't get the same benefit of the doubt for his interceptions. Now, the other thing that happened when he was on the panel today with Merrill Hodge, they had a nerve to compare this dude to Byron Leftwich. All right.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Immediately turn the channel. I'm gone. I'm like on the History Channel by now. I'm out of here. Yeah. Now Byron Leftwich wasn't a terrible NFL quarterback. He did some nice things for a couple of years there in Jacksonville. Yeah. But he had way more physical limitations than Jameis Winston. Now, to answer your question, yes, that whole thing about the Marcus Mariota. Oh, yeah. While I'm on that, because Marcus Mariota is a better decision maker. Here's news, and I'm not telling Ron Jaworski anything he doesn't know. Marcus Mariota didn't have to make reads. His first read was normally the read. That's where he went with the football. The system was set up that way. To answer your question, yes, it's a product of the system he ran. Now, can you necessarily penalize the kid for that? No, but as an organization, if you're Tampa Bay and you're ready to rock right now, and I've talked about it before, Lovie Smith came out last week and said we haven't seen the best out of Doug Martin. So obviously he believes in that kid. All right, and that to answer your other question that you asked me a couple weeks ago, yes, Bobby Rainey is still down there. Okay.
Bobby Rainey.
Yeah, Rainey. You still have a good tight end game. You still got three good receivers. All you need is to plug and play a pro-ready quarterback. Marcus Mariota is not that. He's not. That doesn't mean the kid can't play. And here's the other thing about Ron Jaworski, because now this stuff is just flowing into my head. Like, he's the dude that's always talking about how he's afraid of the mobile quarterback. Today, I heard him big up in that same situation. Like, yeah, if you're Tampa Bay and you've got this kind of offensive line, you need a dude that can get out of the pocket. Wait a minute, dude. You're the same dude that at every turn is talking about in the NFL, the National Football League, you've got to win games from the pocket. Which one is it, dude?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I hate about ESPN so much. It's so transparent. They get these dudes that are way, way smarter than that to get on TV and say what they want them to say, to try to create some type of BS interest. Nah, sometimes there ain't nothing to talk about. Be creative. Be more creative than that. Like, yeah, Marcus Mariota's my guy. No one believes you, dude. You need more people. I don't believe you. And if anybody does, stop immediately. Like, that dude has said so many things of the contrary to what Marcus Mariota is. Just go back and listen to him talk about Mike Vick. Go back and listen to him talk about Robert Griffin III. They're the same guys. Plus, This is a dude, like, if you want to talk about two dudes that are similar, look at RG3 and look at Marcus Mariota. Two Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks in college. Two dudes that put up monstrous numbers. Two dudes who never took snaps from up under the center. Never. Like, I talked about it the other day. I think I had the number too high. He took no snaps other than kneel downs. If it wasn't a kneel down to win a game, or because the game was out of hand already, they were all in shotgun. God.
Right.
That's tough, man. That's tough.